Here we go. Good turnaround Tuesday, Warriors. How you doing, Mike? Steve? Blake? Okay, Kareem and Andrew. How you doing, Bran, Kman, Hugo? All right. Kurt, Linda, how are you? AJ Kale, welcome to Face. You're in the right place to become an ace. I don't have no more rhymes. Hi, Rob, Martin. Astra, how are you, buddy? Everyone doing okay? Turnaround Tuesday. So, that means looking for reversals, right? So I know it's probably just an old wives' tale, right? Right, Blake? Turnaround Tuesday. It's just an old.
Yeah, it's just an old
Uh,
wise tale, but we are reaching the key support here for the S&P.
yes, we are. And also, just, call it intuition. My number one candidate for turnaround Tuesday's US dollar yen. And when we get to some of the fundamentals that happened, good morning, Kman. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Dale. I'm fine, thank you. Hope you too.
Good,
Fundamental.
buddy. Yeah, so I hear there's some BOJ chatter about the 155 level. Wasn't there, and about that both wages and inflation are in gear together. Did you read that too?
No, nothing about the 155 level. Katayama, the finance minister, again repeated that they do not target FX levels, but she kept the warning levels against one-sided moves very alive. So that is something to continue to monitor whether they are
Yeah.
going to use the usual rhetoric one notch more and then intervene, or yes or no, if the new government or the new finance minister is going to hit the market sooner. The thing is that yen has very limited
Up
yen.
and downside,
No, it could not strengthen on the back of the
risk off.
rhetoric
How
of the
about risk
on
off?
the exactly what I was going to say. It could
Uh,
not react on a quite big drop in the Nikkei. Nikkei went down. Nikkei is down about 4 or so% or even more, and
yeah,
the yen doesn't follow.
yeah.
Because the panel and the advisors of the government are not talking about a package which could mount up to 25 trillion yen, which is another 2 trillion yen on top. So I think that's what the market is now trading. And yeah, I think without interventions, I don't see much to bring this yen up. Yields are rising in Japan, and that's also you can overlay that with what happened in the UK when the yields were coming down. JGB is now going down, and the sterling was under pressure. So the yen is even under pressure with higher JGB yields. Takaichi and Ueda had a meeting, but nothing came out of there either. So yeah, to me, unless really risk falls out of bed and we see more commodity dropping, etc., hard to see how the yen in a natural way is going to strengthen from.
Is there a lopsided sentiment issue in the end at all?
Oh, it's probably starting, but it's fundamentally supported.
Right.
If you water down your government finances and you put package after package, it's not good for the currency. Yeah? I
Yeah.
mean, yeah.
Okay.
So, and
I
and
don't know.
also
Go ahead.
and we even forgot to talk about it on the flow show. They're actually including in the budget now. They are actually including a pretty big chunk to support wage hikes. So that means that all those wage hikes that are supposed to happen are not even going to be supported fully by the companies, but even by the government. So Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. I've
Okay.
I've I've sold out my dollar yen because I don't know what's going to happen for the rest of the week with the US data, and would there be a risk of them intervening because the yen crosses are remaining so big? But then possibly, but it's just because I had a bit of money on the table and I took it off, and but I'm not a yen bull by any means right now.
Okay. So there's euro yen kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I took a shot at Aussie yen today because
Mm,
it's the only one that topped, right? And if you
yeah,
do,
yeah, yeah.
anyway,
On the other
so
hand, and I noted that as well, if you look at Aussie dollar,
yeah,
it's been a follower of risk, right?
yeah,
And but since the start of November, every attempt to take it down below 64.60 has failed on the Aussie dollar. And
yeah,
I thought it was worth noting that since the start of November, we're finding bids down there in the 64.60 zone, and we are back above 65, even with equity markets still remaining very much on the defensive. So yeah,
yeah, yeah. It could be a buy.
Actually,
Go ahead.
Kman, can you pull up the daily chart? Just flip it over to the daily.
that's Dale is having the charts here.
Oh, didn't I say Dale?
Yeah, yeah.
No,
Oh,
Um,
there's your 200 DMA right there. I mean, that's your
oh
200
wow,
DMA.
good
That's
eye,
that
Blake.
that I mean, that's all that really matters. You break below the 200 DMA, you don't want to be long Aussie. I mean, it's
Right.
pretty easy. I mean,
yeah,
I'm not trading it, but I know that if I was long and it got below that 200 DMA, I sure as would want to be out, not in longs anymore. Period.
no, but
Okay.
we also have to note that it bounced all the time from it. That's the thing, despite lower equities.
Yeah,
How
So
about
there's
but
so
you
there is an argument for both sides, right?
yeah,
there is, but we're also at you could say yeah, equities have been under a little bit of pressure, but we're still really at all-time highs and less than a couple percent off of all-time highs. So why isn't the Aussie sitting at 70 cents?
Because the
and
effect, because FX, look at FX. Why is, I mean, there's a lot of things in FX. FX is slow versus equity markets, right? Uh,
Well, yeah, but I would think that the Euro Aussie wouldn't be where it's at. I would think the Euro Aussie would be a lot lower too. I
we're
just
talking
think the
about
Aussie is
80s, right?
underperforming in this
Yeah,
environment.
okay. Okay.
But I mean, that again, we got arguments for both sides. If you want to be long, you know where your exit is, and
yeah,
that's the point, right?
yeah. Because this will measure down into the buy zone I'm looking at 62.17.
Yeah, I think we go to
And
61 cents. I agree with you, Dale.
okay, so yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
I'm with you.
you can imagine any kind of the head and shoulders top, distribution top, but yeah, there's a trap door. Blake's good eye gave you the level, and that opens the door for 62 or Blake's target. So be careful if you're an Aussie bull. Um, anyway, let's see what else is there to really talk about. We
Well,
could talk about.
we're having Cloudflare issues. Twitter's not working. Live Squawk's
Oh,
been down. I don't know if I'm sure Bloomberg's fine. But yeah, we've had a lot of like issues. So if you guys feel like you're running around blind today, you're not the only one. So
yeah, Blake, I was trying to tweet something this morning and it said doesn't work, try again. And then I just, shut down and started it again. And I think it's working because I retweeted our stream.
yeah,
So,
it worked for a few minutes and then now it's not working again. So well,
okay,
maybe it is, but I don't, I haven't been looking.
okay.
K man,
Yeah, it's not
when did the
working.
issues start?
Um,
Yeah.
right from I think 8 o'clock or so Eastern time. I didn't pay attention when it really started. But what I found really funny is that afterwards on Twitter they were reporting that Cloudflare was causing problems on Twitter. That was very funny, I thought.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like the coverage is going in and out,
Yeah,
basically.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Blake and K-Man, I know you're USD MEX traders.
yeah,
We rallied almost back to this, key level that was,
yeah.
uh,
Trump. he was asked if he would send troops into Mexico. Obviously, the issue was drug cartels and stuff. But if you and he said, why not? So I mean, that's so you got a double whammy there for the Mexican peso overnight is
Jeez.
lower equities, lower risk, and Trump who does not turn his back to potentially even some involvement. So the Mex obviously didn't like it.
And
This
didn't he say, he said yesterday late in the day, Kman, that he wasn't happy with Mexico.
yeah. Well, I mean
Yeah.
that was in the same conversation.
Right. It was different, right?
No, I think it was in the same conversation.
Oh, okay.
It's all
Okay.
about. It's all about. I don't think it's anything to do with kind of tariffs or exports or imports or whatever. It was really, yeah. I mean, you know how Trump is. The interesting thing for the mix is if you look at the last moves, you got a bit of a how shall I say, a parallel move is not the right thing. And you've got to move up or below 1850, which is about 2%, and you flip it up or down around 8050, and that seems to be the way we are going to trade it for a while, unless we get something really. I mean, US sending troops into Mexico, so then you're trading 19 or 19 and a half in a flash, of course.
Really, really quick. Dale, I took my dollar max. I was long from 2 weeks ago at higher, like
Yeah.
above like 1860. And I took my dollar max off yesterday. After the S&P slumped to 66.60 support, I just took my dollar max off for a loss. And I've been holding it for a couple weeks, and it's just, it's just kind of been bleeding in my account. And I'm like, hell, I'm with K-Man here. It's like I want to see us really move off of this 1850 level for me to be, you know,
Yeah.
um, I bought some again late in the day yesterday after the Trump's comments, and it's basically right where it was at yesterday. But I don't think I want to establish a really long-term position here for now, and unless we see the markets come under pressure following Wednesday, which would be Wednesday afternoon, post Nvidia earnings. If the market falls apart, following the earnings,
Mm.
then I think it's time to re-engage. So.
Yes.
We've
NVIDIA will probably save the day.
Yeah,
Uh,
we've got 24-36 important hours, I think, coming up for markets. We've got those Nvidia earnings. Well, actually, we've got should we get those weekly ADPs as well in
We're
three
gonna get
minutes
that
or two
crappy
minutes or so?
ADP today. Yeah,
Um,
we will. We
but
will.
then afterwards, we are going to get those NFPs, and as we already said, I said that I mean that's what the bond market is waiting for to put numbers in their models. So I think we are going to move towards the end of the week, whatever happens.
Yeah,
one thing
and
I could say
oh,
about
go
the
ahead.
max guys, is that if, dollar it weakens again and makes a new low, the daily divergence, we didn't make a new low here, right? We held the low. But if we do make a new low, there'll be such glaring divergence between the lows that we had in September and if we make new lows now. Maybe there's just one more flush, and we put in an important low. So anyway, when you see this distance in readings, it tells me to be alert at the next low to
Mm.
look for a reversal. So that's all.
Yeah, and I think the other one is interesting that we maybe should look at is gold and silver, right? Because silver had a look under 50 in Asian time and is hanging around there right now. Um, so yeah, there's a bit of a maybe a bit of a risk building there for a deeper correction before we even get the numbers.
Mhm.
But it does look a bit similar in a way. The dip and the bounce also happened in Asian time. Last time we went below 47 and a half. So I'm not out of this. The interesting one is gold because we've got shorter term trend line action right around 4,000, and we stopped bang on it, and so 4,000 is shaping up as being a pretty important level going forward into the second half of the week, especially I think. Yeah.
Okay. We could rally to correct this
Mm,
decline and
mm.
decline again
Yeah,
too as well, right?
yeah, could be, but I think it's going to be very interesting where we end the week because we will have data to support
Okay.
any move that is coming up. So I think it's going to be important.
Yeah, I
Okay.
think
Yeah.
I was thinking about this yesterday, Kman, because we as predominant FX traders as you and I are, I was thinking, after this week, the move that we get is probably going to be followed up by a continuation move.
Mm,
So, if the data supports it, I mean, and that's because everybody's yearning for direction, right? So
yeah.
if you're sitting here, like, I'll just pull up the euro
Mm,
really quick. Like I'm looking at the euro just, kind of stuck, right? So
mm,
if we get a move, like let's say it's weak data, there's a good chance the euro's heading to 118.
uh,
And the flip side is if it's strong data, there's a good chance that we're just, stair stepping our way low and we're going to
uh,
head down to the 200 DMA. So I think
stick,
that from here, you're going to get a
mm,
directional move based
stick
on
your
the
100
data that
DMA
we
on there.
get. Yeah, and there's gonna be follow through. And those are the best types of moves for us
Mm.
because in my opinion, because
Well,
I
two
like
things.
to, I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, two things, Blake. First of all, stick your 100 DMA on that chart as well, and then I'm just going to spoil it. It's right at the 50-55 as well. The 100 DMA. And then
Yeah, I'm
secondly,
curious.
we know that other years, normal years, I'm going to say, where there's no like an enormous events or shutdowns like we had this year, we already start to see end of year moves by corporates, by big money managers, by sovereigns, etc., starting around mid-November, even sometimes early November. But I think those people are also waiting to see those data in the US to engage in what they need to do for the year end. So the thing is, I reckon that all those data now dropping in, catching up, even though there may be gaps in the data, are going to give those people something to trade about. Yeah, so that 155 DMA there, just above 116 and a half euro dollar is extremely important to me. Extremely
Y-
important.
Yeah, it coincides with the 50 DMA.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, look, I believe that whatever move we get this week is gonna follow through. So again, for me as a trader, you use the old baseball analogy, right, Dale? You wait for the fat pitch. You wait for the,
I like
you
that.
you wait for
Yeah.
the pitch right down the middle, and you take your swing. And so for us, I think there's a good argument that when the data comes out, if we see a move, there's going to be a follow-up move behind it. And that gives us an opportunity as traders to kind of size up, to get directional. And you got to be patient and wait for those.
Yeah.
And these are the days where you have to be patient. That's
Yeah.
why I took most everything off yesterday after the sell-off in equities, and I'm trading around a little bit right now, but the my position sizes are smaller. Like I had a huge position on long dollar CAD, and I mean it was biggest position I've had, might have been the biggest position I've had all year. I was long, and then when we got right up to resistance yesterday at 140.50, I sold it, and I'm just like, I mean I'm
Glad.
chipping around now. It's like I don't. I'm not
Yeah.
comfortable. And I think, following this week's data, I'm going to be a little bit more comfortable. So,
All right. So you have your triggers all lined up for the fat
yeah.
pitch.
And I think they come into view as we see, the data realized. But by the way, I just checking. So Live Squawk, the Live Squawk data is coming through. If you guys are on Twitter, Twitter is still not working. I can you can just
Yeah.
see here. I'm checking several different data sources right now. So we've got Twitter not working. We have hold on, let me double check
I'm
one
not
other
sure that
thing.
I'm not. Oh, the ADP website is down as well.
Oh, really?
So that's why
And
we didn't see the numbers.
and you know it's interesting. So I'm not taking us off a live squawk, so I can actually see the data here. If you go over to news flow over here, which is the PIQ feed, that's down. So I'm just leaving it on live squawk so I can make sure that we have some sort of data when it comes. But yeah, it's kind of a messy day. There are
Why
some
does this
comments
keep
coming.
happening?
Terrorists, aliens.
You think it's hacking?
It's
Technology.
it's
Oh
the
yeah.
it's the IA comet. What is it?
Oh yeah. Do you believe in that thing?
Yeah, it's speeding up. It's slowing down. It's an alien craft. It's coming into our atmosphere. It's
How'd
throwing
you hear about
radiation.
that? Did your wife watch that video? How'd you
Yeah,
hear? Come on,
no,
buddy.
I was sitting in your room
Oh,
in your room the other day when you were listening to the TV, and I'm like, yeah,
uh,
yeah, I believe that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
See, I know
All of a
you're
you
watching
sudden,
that stuff,
you
Dale.
put a tinfoil hat on, Blake. Hang out with me.
he
All
also saw
right.
he also saw a bit of green slime falling out of the sky for no reason.
Oh my,
I did.
that
You know,
that's Soylent Green.
Yeah.
my mom is 100% convinced that aliens are going to be landing this week. So, so there's
Okay.
that, Dale. There's that.
All right. Okay.
Um,
I got
uh,
it.
Steve, I see Steve is here. Steve, you got
He's
to let us
hiding.
know how you feel about the aliens. Good morning.
Aren't they already on Earth?
They are. They're actually in underwater. In
Yes,
Yeah.
Atlantis, actually, is where they're
of
at,
course.
located right now.
That's what I
Yeah,
knew as well.
yeah.
That
Just
confirms everything I
it
suspected.
does. So, Steve,
Yes,
how you reading the market environment? I mean, we're sitting on, I'll just go take a look at the S&P here. We're sitting on really key support. I know we're below it now, but
we are below
there's
it.
there,
Indeed.
we
That is
are, but
indeed the case.
there's a lot of day left in today. So just because you're below a level
No,
doesn't mean we're going to
based on
close
how I
there.
have the chart, we closed below it yesterday also.
Mm. Okay. Well, we might see things just a little bit different, and you're saying maybe we close below channel support, but tell me how you feel about the markets where we're at right now. I mean, do you believe that the market's ready to roll over? Do you think Nvidia is going to be the catalyst? Would you be aggressively short here? I've seen a lot of people on the from putting out their analysis that the fourth turning is here. You gotta,
Okay.
sell stocks
Yeah.
because we're gonna have our 80% decline starting right now. Are you in
The
that camp?
greedometer is at extreme fear right now.
Ooh,
That
oh,
greedometer. You
yeah.
ever watch that thing?
The
Anyway,
CNN one?
yeah,
Oh, okay. All right. No, I mean, I see people, reference it every once in a while, but
yeah.
Steve, what do you think?
About the gridometer? No, I
No,
think that
just
we
about the
are
markets in
in
general.
danger of actually breaking down after a very, very long time, right?
Yeah, I'm with Steve. I wouldn't trade sentiment here. I mean, longer term.
Yeah, I mean, I think the markets are vulnerable. I think the catalyst is tomorrow. I would be
Yeah,
really careful chasing the market lower today. Not like I'd get
yeah.
long, but it's like in order to press the market, you have to have the reason. And I think tomorrow's Nvidia reaction, not necessarily earnings, it's going to be the reaction, is going to be, do we get aggressive or not? I think
The
that's
most bearish setup is Nvidia has beats, and the maybe the initially we get a rally. That's what I would sell into, and
um
in
go
case
ahead.
that rally fails. I mean, short. That's the way I would react. If Nvidia beats and it's higher, I would fade it.
So I don't know what the implied volatility is for Nvidia. So
Seven.
maybe some, huh?
7% they're expecting.
7%. So let's say we get a 7% move from here. Just call it here, right? We're trading below that trend line. And this is from the week ahead video. I'm like, if we gap down, this is where you're adding. You add below that purple line if you're going to get on the short side, if it does break. But the flip side is we are sitting on support.
Yeah.
If it's a the market has a bullish reaction. I mean, and we're up 5-7%. I mean, we're going to be targeting all-time highs after that.
200.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or a failing
Yes.
rally on good
Could
news.
be. Could
Yeah.
be. I mean, I think Nvidia's pretty much is pretty critical for what's happening.
Yeah.
Um, but Steve, what do you think about precious metals here? I mean, Kman was arguing, and I agree that we're on support here. You can see just right through here. This is the 4,000 level he was talking about. So you can see that gold's sitting on support. But the flip side is Bitcoin. And I know a lot of people don't like to put it in the same camp, but
No, please,
Bitcoin
no.
is very, very weak. So what do you think? Where are we at? What are we doing? What are you doing?
Praying.
Praying. Praying for
Yes.
Bitcoin to go to zero?
Yes.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. Of course,
30
we're
bucks.
vulnerable.
30 bucks, I'm
Um,
buying Bitcoin.
Your
Bitcoin,
bid is still in at 30? My
Yeah,
God.
I'm thinking about raising it to 31, but
cryptocurrencies are obviously the first ones in this case that turned lower, right? And if these moves in the stock market exacerbate from here, we should definitely expect them to do even worse.
Well, Bitcoin really looks like hell. And that's the thing. I know I keep making a stink about it, but it really is not acting very well. And this is like the trap door that's kind of opened up, below 93,000. That was a 618 retracement. You can see right through here. You can see the 618. We're below that. We're below horizontal support that was just below there. And it just trades really, really
Yeah,
heavy.
they do.
So yeah, I mean, if you're going to use Bitcoin as or crypto as kind of a guide here, it sure does warn you for getting long equities at this point. That's for sure.
Yeah,
So
What's Michael Saylor doing with his Bitcoin?
uh, uh,
buying
uh
more, I guess.
you know, MicroStrategy looks like looks horrible. And think about like I know I keep talking about this
I
on our
hope this
private
guy is
shows.
smart enough and has been putting money on the side for himself, because with this martingale approach to cryptos that he loads up every time there is a pullback and he uses insane leverage, etc. It's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when MicroStrategy is going to blow up.
Yeah, I
don't
mean,
they have systems to lend it out and getting money for that as well?
I have no
I
idea.
don't believe that is a viable kind of option, mate.
No, I'm just wondering. I mean, I'm not trading it. I'm staying out, but I've seen stuff like about you can lend it out and things. But anyway, I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter
Yeah.
for us.
How you could get yield on crypto.
Hmm,
Yeah, that sounds kind of dangerous to me too.
yeah.
And something else that I was I remember when there's a big push to buy this Ethereum above 4,000 and big institutional push. And you got, the biggest cheerleader on CNBC, Tom Lee, and his fund has had 1.2 trillion in Ethereum in their fund. I mean, you just think about it from a percentage standpoint, and I don't know, I'm not sure if he's still buying or what, but if you're down 30% on 1.2 trillion, it ain't over 1 trillion anymore if it's just Ethereum. I mean, You got to think there's a level where this really starts to hurt, and you know you're going to have funds that start to pull the plug on some of these institutional crypto
Yeah,
positions,
but
and I don't know where those levers are at, but it can't be too far away.
no, but is that all in cash, or is that all in, or is that in options, or what are those people doing?
I
Um,
should.
I mean, a
Scary
trillion
thing
in
is they're
Ethereum,
long, right?
for one company? Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
wow, wow.
Let's see.
Uh,
What's his name? Tom Lee, Ethereum, and you can one day ago says ET. Okay, I'm entering Bitcoin super cycle. I mean, because he's got 1 trillion in yeah. I don't know if it's. I have to read through at all.
yeah, well,
It's
doesn't never mind.
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, it's I mean, the fact of the matter is
Yeah,
a lot of institutional money has a lot riding on the crypto market right now. And that's
Yeah.
the thing where you start when you're using crypto as more of a high beta play to the equity markets, all these latecomers that are institutional latecomers into the crypto market, this is where they pull the plug first. They're like, well, I bought Bitcoin at 100,000. It's obviously not working out. So I'm going to pull that because I want to hang on to my Nvidia. So you're gonna get the liquidation in crypto first before you start seeing it everywhere else, in my opinion. And we're seeing it right now. I mean, you're seeing it leak. And that's the scary thing about equities. And that's why I think Steve's onto something here. I mean, we've been going up for a long time, but you're seeing some of the money being pulled from the late adopters in certain markets, I think. And even gold and precious metals. I mean, how much institutional money has been chasing gold and silver up the last 6 months? And
Yeah.
when you're looking around at your portfolio saying, all right, I need to sell something, pull some profits to hold on to other things.
Right.
Those are the hard decisions that are being made right now. So
People are making business decisions, not
they
market
have to.
decisions. Yeah.
Yeah, they have to. It's emotional and business and has nothing to do with the asset class. It's what they've plowed money into,
Yeah.
for so long. So those are the things. I know you have Rohit here, but those are the things that guys that I think you have to keep your eyes on. And I don't know when your Cloudflare is going to come back up, but Forex Analytix, at least we got the live squawk feed going. So ADP did come out.
yeah, minus 2.5K. Little bit. Well, it's not better than last week. Last week was minus 11 or so, right? Or something of the likes.
Yeah.
Now minus 2.5. Still a negative number. Dollar reacted just a little bit, but not too much. One interesting to watch, and I would say, if I may, to close, is to watch just what's happening in Swiss franc. Risk was crapping the bed yesterday and overnight, yet the Swiss is not reacting, and it was one of the currencies that reacted the better to risk-off moves, at least
Yeah.
for many months, and now it did not. And if you look at dollar Swiss, euro Swiss, same thing. And it's interesting because I think the market is rather looking at the Swiss now as being the US Swiss deal, being a mini US Japan deal. And maybe the market is not so eager to buy Swiss franc right now on the back of a trade deal because of all those investment promises.
I mean, Kman, I mean, the going from 35% to 15% in, is
Yeah,
good for Switzerland. I mean,
very good.
it's good. So it's going to be, I think the Swiss franc you're right.
Yeah,
It could be a play down here. Maybe this
yeah.
is got everybody out of the Euro Swiss, and then, seeing the reversal now.
Yeah,
But
because of the investment promise into the US. That's where the US Swiss deal is really a mini version of the US Japan deal. And then you look at what happened to the Japanese yen, even if they got all their tariffs reduced to 15% as well.
right, right. All right.
Hey
Well,
man, K-Man's pumped today, man.
He is. He
Yeah, I mean,
is.
I'm just, I
No,
just
you have a lot of
want to point
conviction.
out, just want to
Yeah,
point out correlations that may be obvious, which
yeah,
are not right now. This is what I'm seeing.
yeah. That's excellent, excellent insights. Because I feel confused because of that. And
Mhm.
I know if you're clarifying things for me, you're clarifying things for hundreds of traders today.
Yeah.
Okay, good
Sometimes,
job.
you have to look at what's happening.
Yeah, sometimes you have to see the market through someone else's eyes
Yeah, as
too.
well. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys. Blake, thanks,
Thanks,
buddy.
Coach.
Uh, Kman, thank you, man, for
Thank
giving
you.
us some present information about things that you're seeing that I think a lot of people in the room and elsewhere would not see. And you can't learn experience, can you? You have to have lived it, and you certainly have, and it shows. So, uh, see you guys tomorrow.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
All
Thanks,
right, buddy.
Steve. Thanks, K-Man.
Oh
Thanks,
yeah,
Thanks,
Steve.
Steve.
guys.
Steve, thanks, man. Good to hear your accent today. Rohit, welcome back. How are you, buddy?
Hi, Dale. Uh, I'm good.
Uh,
I'm good.
good to have you. So, pretty interesting season that we're having here since the equinox and then the shutdown and reopening. Curious to see what you're thinking. Potential end of a wave in gold in the corrective process. Where's your head at? What's your work telling you, buddy?
Lots of divergent trends that we need to get our head around. Uh,
Okay.
all the correlations are breaking for the short term.
Okay.
Uh, but we can start with the main thing, which is probably the dollar, which
Okay.
always keeps us on edge. And here it is. I can either argue that the dollar is in wave C bottoming out, or I can say
Yeah.
long term it's breaking the rising channel for almost 15 years.
Yeah.
And I am tilting towards the break rather than bottoming out because it's been a long time.
Yeah.
And
Hasn't done much.
yeah, so I think we are mostly done with this bounce unless there's some new evidence. I'm watching very short term to see whether I get those near term momentum sell signals. Still don't have that final confirmation.
Okay.
But once it does give me that, I sense we get a drop off in the dollar, and it would break
Okay.
this channel, and that sets the stage for the commodity rally. But
God,
the
yeah.
commodity rally this time might be without gold and silver for some time, at least not immediately. Gold and
Okay.
silver probably done their run for the time being and might have to wait quite
Maybe
some time.
could it be oil this time? And
It
maybe we
might be
make a
oil
new
this
low?
time. Oil, metals, and the agro commodities, I think all are setting up for a move.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
the grains look great, don't they?
yes, yes, from soya beans upwards,
Yeah.
everything's breaking out. One
Yeah.
after the other, they're breaking out. So there's
Yeah.
a very clear sign. In fact, even copper was standalone in the metals. Now you're seeing aluminum and zinc starting to move. Nickel is still not catching up. But these are slow and steady signs of a coming of a commodity cycle. But since gold and silver got ahead of themselves, this is the chart of gold. I think it's probably ended the third wave here.
Yeah.
The monthly RSI is already at 91, 92, which was last seen in the 80s a couple of times. Each one saw some very sharp reaction. So unless that RSI at least goes back to the 80s or mid 70s or maybe 77, 78, I wouldn't look at it at for a continuation. And then there could be a potential of going back to the fourth wave low. Typically, that's around 33, 3,400.
Okay.
Somehow get back there. Long consolidation,
Yeah.
which means that you could spend the year doing nothing but a lot of up down moves in precious metals before we really get the final wave going. So, good time to move out of PMs into other commodities or else into into maybe non-US equities. That could be a way to look at it because there seems to be a lot of divergence. US markets, at least for the time being, for the next month or two, looking like they want to weaken somewhat or maybe consolidate, one of the two.
Okay.
Uh,
And what foreign markets are you talking? Emerging markets? Do you
Emerging
think
markets.
okay? Do you think the Nifty is going to be immune from this weakness in the U.S. or could it
I think
correct with U.S.?
Yes, I think the Nifty is coming around. So this is a chart of the EEM S&P ratio.
Yeah,
It's formed a very nice head and shoulders bottom down here that I've circled. So I'm really looking at that playing out. It's broken out, but we've not got huge momentum yet.
yeah,
Uh,
it's a nice chart.
so very early sign that we could get the turn towards emerging markets. If I go towards Nifty, this market's our market, which is India, has actually lagged because of the trade deal,
Yeah,
which we hear every day is happening, but has still not happened. And so the markets just become flat and remain range bound for even while Asia has done so well. India has actually stayed behind the curve, also because they had the earnings recession that we saw. Sort of slowdown in earnings growth was there during last year from what was high double digits to, almost single digits. And this quarter, we've actually seen that change. Hopefully, that's a beginning. But the trade deal would help remove a lot of the negative sentiment that has become a hangover. Um, so, yeah, once all
so
that came.
is there a trade deal with India that's finally done, and or is it still are they still buying oil from Russia? I mean, where do
No,
things
most
stand?
no, no. So we are not buying. So a lot of the deals. In fact, there was a deal overnight announced that India is going to buy a lot of gas from America. So
Okay,
deals are taking place, but they are not announced the trade deal as a whole yet.
okay,
But it is showing a clear sign that we are moving in the right direction. So it is an eventuality. But the market's definitely waiting for that to be announced. Other things have happened in India, like we did a lot of tax cuts in September. We are waiting for another interest rate cut. Inflation, the CPI really dropped to less than 1% in the last month. Raising
wow,
for rate cuts. But
yeah,
the central bank still didn't announce rate cuts because they'd done a 50 bips cut last time and they said the transmission is slow and so they're moving slowly. They don't want to hurt the banking sector so fast. And I think more than that, they worried about the currency weakening if they cut too fast. But the direction is towards lower rates. So I think all of that is setting the stage for what could be a strong Indian market in the next year or two.
okay, all right. Um, Interesting look at the Nifty. So, as far as
Yeah.
commodities are concerned, do you think nat gas was really the harbinger of what's to come? And do you think that bottom has legs? It's been a pretty tremendous rally in nat gas.
Yeah, I think so. So if I just go to my marked chart, yeah, this one, we've sort of broken out
Yeah.
from this complex correction into a new impulse, which I've marked 1, 2, 3, 4. We're into the fifth, but it could still extend. I'm not sure that it's done this particular move, and even if it does, then there could be more legs ahead, even if there are pullbacks. So
Okay.
broadly, yes, this was a deep second wave pullback that we got here. So
Okay.
we probably
Yeah.
got in natural gas, moving. Oil has been the laggard. I was not sure whether it will hit $51, before going up down to this bottom line. I
Yeah.
thought it would happen on a Russia, Ukraine, some kind of arrangement, but nothing seems to have happened there. But now you're seeing this is an initial sign. That's why I marked it as A and B, not as one and two. That we are probably building for a move at least to $67 or to $70, somewhere in that range. And then I can decide later, whether it should be AB or it should be 1, 2. So I'm keeping that option open, whether it's really starting the next big leg or is it just a counter trend bounce. I'm not so sure,
Yeah.
but $67 to $70, I think, looks likely.
Yeah. Any comment on the carnage in crypto?
Looks bad. I had hopes that it would hold the weekly averages. It didn't. And so just a day or so back, I've written a note that the weekly cycle, the monthly, not even the weekly, the monthly cycles, that is most probably we've completed the 5-wave structure from here to here. This entire move seems done. And therefore, this is the monthly momentum could possibly go back to zero. That means there is possibly more downside. Either it's time-wise or price-wise, more correction. The 4th wave low here could be a potential retest.
Where is that level?
74,434.
Okay, thank you.
So
All
yeah,
right.
so
All right.
crypto
Yeah,
still breaking down.
they're saying like Ethereum's holding up better than Bitcoin.
Yeah, it looks like that for a while, but I did get stopped out of this trade. So I did try to put out a trade here,
Yeah.
somewhere in between around 3,300, and then it broke. So I'm not so sure right now how it works out. But yeah, I'd marked it as a 4th wave. If it does fall below this high, then I would be wrong. This high is around 2880. But no open trades right now on Ethereum.
Do you have any downside targets in the S&Ps? If we, instead of it being sideways, is 10-15% correction to about 6,200, 6,100 viable for with what you're
Yeah,
seeing?
so around 6,300, but maybe not immediately because it looks like this is already getting oversold.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can spend a lot of time in a range before you actually get that dip. So I'm not sure that dip happens now or it happens in Jan or Feb. You could simply keep gyrating between 67, 6,800 on the upside, 6,600 on the downside before we finally get that pullback and then are able to pick up more meaningfully. So leaving that open.
Okay. Uh, any view on yields, bonds?
Yields are
What the?
definitely going down. I think bonds are a good bet for this time period. We are sort of selling off from the 20-week
Yeah.
over here. And if I go to the daily charts, what I'm waiting for is my momentum indicator to confirm that the next leg down has started. So it's been a long wait to see wave C essentially unfold slightly longer term
Yeah.
and head back somewhere down here, maybe 3.3, somewhere there in terms of the eventual data point.
Okay. Well, I think we've covered a lot. Anything you think we missed that you want to talk about?
So I think I was talking about metals picking up. I think that's the sideshow. So if the dollar is falling, yields are falling. It's the other commodities that actually end up doing well, even though oil and Bitcoin are falling despite a falling dollar. So that's the divergence, which is not typical. Uh, Copper, I think, very, very slowly making a base close to 4.9. I don't think it goes below 4.9. The next leg up should probably get it back to $5.5. So looking at that, looking at even the other commodities, especially zinc and aluminum. Aluminum is pulled back to support, I think 2780. That should hold and probably trigger the next move towards maybe 3,000 or higher. And similarly, zinc is also come back to support at 2960. So very steadily moving up. I think in the next leg should get beyond the 3,200, 3,300. So beyond this wave one high that we made in 24 is what we should be doing in zinc as well. Even sugar, that's been I think one of the laggards uh, of the entire agros.
Yeah.
Need a little more confirmation, but I think it's about time. It didn't touch the bottom end of this channel near $13, but if we do get past 15,
Yeah.
that would be a good sign that sugar's finally made its lows and starts off the next leg on the upside. Others have, of course, broken out. Soya meal is broken out.
Yeah.
That's usually lags. Soybeans, of course, been doing much better.
Yeah.
Coffee's been
Coffee.
has been in its own bull market, so coffee is not it's remains a buy on dips. Uh, Probably go to 500 at some point of time. 530 is what I've marked up here.
Okay.
Wheat's another laggard that's attempting to break out. Let's see if it finally manages to do what looks like an ending diagonal here.
Yeah.
So
Like
we
it.
need this to really confirm above 5 point, what is this level? Around 5.4.
Okay. All right. Great run through with us, Rohit. I love your technical work, and I'm sure others that are viewing this today would like to, see more. How did they, get in touch with you besides your X handle, which X isn't working for us today? Is it working for you?
No, it's working now. It didn't for some time in between. I had to, refresh it, was saying
Yeah,
come back later. But it
yeah.
seems to have opened for the time being. I haven't tried refreshing it and checking whether it's still running.
Well, you could
But
show
yeah,
your maybe show your website and
yes.
the
So
things
so
that you
people can go
offer.
to at India Charts on any social handle or simply get to indiacharts.com. But the best way is to get the India Charts app. It's both on iOS and Android. So I publish my work, and you get notified on the app. So that's a much easier way to do it. But you can go to the website and sign up there as well. Indiacharts.com is where I publish all my analytical work.
30 years of experience.
In fact, we've even just as an announcement, we've recently taken SEBI is the Indian SEC, right? So we've recently taken their registration as a registered research analyst in India.
Wow. I'm telling you, it's amazing what F.A.C.E could do for someone's career, huh? Anyway, glad you're famous. I think your work's great. I always look forward to seeing your charts and talking to you, Rohit. So
Pleasure. It's a pleasure being here every
yeah,
time. Thank you.
really appreciate you being coming here all these years to give us good looks that really give us you give narratives, technical narratives that are themes that could last for a while, not just, a 3, 4 day trade. So thank you again, my friend. Great to talk to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Pleasure. Thank you.
All right, Rohit Srivastava, my trading warrior brother from India. Check him out, and everyone have a good day. Don't just count your commodities that you want to buy now after hearing Rohit. Count your blessings, and we'll see you all tomorrow. Good hunting, everyone. Adios. You're very welcome, everyone. Thanks again, Rohit.